Hello, dear fans, friends, and subscribers. Welcome to the cricket show. As usual, the cricket happening show with your host Ram. And on this cricket happening show, it is going to be the preview of the final T20 match, which is coming up tomorrow, which will decide the series. And Sri Lankans are the ones who are under pressure. But tomorrow is a very, very significant moment as far as Sri Lankan cricket is concerned, as Dilshan is actually playing his last match of his international career, and the Sri Lankan cricket fans are definitely going to miss him. We won't be seeing Dilshan once again in any format of the game, unfortunately, and he is going to be retiring. So, what a proud moment for Dilshan, who always has done a lot of great service to Sri Lankan cricket, right with the bat, with the ball, and with his superior fielding that he had when he actually made his entry into the Sri Lankan cricket team. So he's a man on whom the focus will be tomorrow, no doubt about it. And for Sri Lanka, it's a matter of actually going, because and also tomorrow Australia end their tour of Sri Lanka, and it's a matter for Sri Lanka to see whether they can level the series, or else Australia, who put up their highest total in T20 history in Sri Lanka in the first T20, would be definitely raring to go tomorrow. So I'm going to do a brief preview of this particular game which is coming up. So Sri Lanka, let's look at Sri Lanka, because Sri Lankans are the ones who have to actually go and actually win the match to actually level the series. Now Dilshan, as I said, Dilshan is talking about Dilshan. Well, he has never been talked about in the same breadth as Mahela Jayawardene or Kumar Sangakkara, stalwarts who have been like shining stars for Sri Lankan cricket. But Dilshan is not far behind, let me tell you. He's one of those blokes who has contributed in all three departments of the game in a very, very high manner. He's a dashing batsman, as we all know, and one would definitely know that he was the one who actually invented the Dil scoop, where he actually bows his head down and takes the bowler and puts him over the wicketkeeper for a boundary, and that too, it's a no man's land. I mean, there are no fielders set over there, so it's a very safe shot to play. But Dilshan was doing it in a perfect manner, and he was the one who perfected it. And then the name it was named the Dil Scoop, and the precise reason it was named the Dil Scoop was because it was Dilshan who started it all. But probably one would probably say that Douglas Merrielier, a former batsman of Zimbabwe, started it against Australia, but I would rather say that it was Dilshan. That's the reason it was known as the Dil Scoop. So he definitely gets the credit, no doubt about it. And Dilshan would be, all the eyes will be focused on Dilshan. As I said, the Sri Lankan cricket fans are going to miss the piece of the action if they are not going to be at the stadium tomorrow. As Dilshan, I'm sure he would be eyeing a century tomorrow, or probably do something what Australia did to Sri Lanka in really slamming the bowlers. And I won't be surprised if Dilshan tomorrow really goes hammer and tongs against the Australian bowlers. So one hopes that happens. And Kushal Perera is the other one who will be opening the innings with Kushal. And also, let's talk about Dilshan. So Dilshan not only is batting, aggressive batsmanship of his, and he was also a useful bowler. He was used very well in the one-dayers, especially by the Sri Lankan captains, as his off spins, his very gentle off spin also got the wickets. And also, let's not forget the superior fielding that Dilshan had. Dilshan was like a panther in the field. Let me tell you, he has good eye, and that's the reason he picked up a lot of runs, and his reflexes were also amazing. So Kushal Perera and Dilshan would be the ones who will be actually opening the innings tomorrow. I would probably, whether Dhananjay De Silva should be the one, according to me, who should probably be opening the innings. But one has to wait and watch whether it's Dhananjay De Silva. I would rather say it should be Dhananjay De Silva actually opening the innings with Dilshan, and then Kushal Perera probably coming one drop. But that is for the Sri Lankan cricket think tank to think about it. but it looks like Dilshan and Kushal Pereira would be opening the innings, and then Dhananjay De Silva will be slotted one drop, and that's also not a bad idea. That Dhananjay De Silva is also another one was really showed what he's capable of. Such a graceful player to watch, Dhananjay De Silva. Dinesh Chandimal, the captain, would be expecting to score tomorrow, and then Kushal Mendis, and suddenly the Sri Lankan batting lineup after the departure of Jayawardene and Sangakkara is definitely looking strong now on paper. Dinesh Chandimal, Kushal Mendis, and then they have the all-rounders Tisra Pereira coming up, Chamaraka Pigadra, Sachit Patrana, Sachitra Sena Naike. Whether tomorrow Milinda Srivardhana would be getting an opportunity, one does not know, and Dasun Shanaka and Lakmal. So, but Sri Lankans are the ones who are under pressure, and I'm sure they definitely would be hoping that Tilakratne Dilshan is the man who's going to lead them from the front tomorrow, especially considering the fact that he's playing his last match of his international career. What a player Dilshan has been for Sri Lankan cricket over the years. Now let's have a look at the Aussies here. The Aussies are coming on a great scene. I mean, they have done a wonderful job, I would say, because they really didn't expect what happened on this tour of Sri Lanka, where they were dumped 3-0 by a very inexperienced team and a sort of a new team, I would say, and a lot of inexperience. They were on the learning curve, and they dumped Australia by actually using the weapon of spin against them. And so after that, Australia came back hard in the one-dayers, and they won it at 4-1. And now in the T20, they have already slammed the highest score in T20 history, and now I'm sure Australia would be hoping that they could do the same pasting that they did on the previous day. One has to wait and watch. So Australia, well, again, it's going to be I'm sure Glenn Maxwell is going to open, especially considering the fact that he has scored 145. There's no doubt about it that Maxwell will be opening the innings along with David Warner. And one knows that the other day, the way at which David Warner and Glenn Maxwell were going, having 57 runs for the first wicket, it was a real treat to watch. Usman Khwaja got himself into a bit of form for the first time in this tour of Sri Lanka. Travis Head showed that what an aggressive player he is, because he got a tailor-made situation and he really showed. I mean, till today he has been curbing his natural instinct to strike, but definitely one saw his big strikes coming in the very first T20 match. And then Matthew Wade, there's also talk going on whether Matthew Wade would open the innings. I would rather say it should be David Warner and Glenn Maxwell, especially considering the slam bang variety of cricket. I wouldn't really say Matthew Wade, because Matthew Wade is a more sedate player to me. And then Moises Henriques is another one, a very good all-rounder. They have some very good all-rounders. There's Moises Henriques and James Faulkner. Peter Neville will be the wicket-keeper batsman, and Mitchell Starc, as you know, has had a very successful tour of Sri Lanka, even though Australia lost the test matches. And then it would be Scott Boland to partner him. As you know, Scott Boland and Mitchell Starc bowled in the very good areas in that particular match in the previous T20. And then there Adam Zampa, the leg spinner, who has been preferred to Nathan Lyon, and why not? So that is as far as the preview is concerned. And I'm also told that Dilshan will also be in his career, he would be second on the list of most T20 appearances, and just behind Shahid Afridi. So you just know that what Dilshan has really contributed. This particular game is going to be played in Colombo, and it should be, I reckon it should be a match where there are going to be a lot of runs scored. And I'm sure the Sri Lankan cricket fraternity, or the Sri Lankan cricket board has made sure that since this is Dilshan's swan song in international cricket, they would have definitely had a pitch which is going to be full of runs. So a wonderful feast in store, no doubt about it. As I said, none of the Sri Lankan fans, I'm sure all the tickets would have been booked at the stadium. There's no doubt about it at Colombo. And I'm sure we are going to see Dilshan being given a very nice farewell, and it would be so great if Dilshan could actually sign off his international career with a century, and actually Sri Lanka go on to actually level the T20 series. As I said, one can really wish, but it's all going to happen at the center in the ground in Colombo, and we will know tomorrow as to what really happened there. And as usual, I am there to catch up with all those events that are happening on my cricket show, which will be coming in tomorrow. Other than that, let's have a look at some cricket news. Some cricket news that I'm just able to share with you right now is that one would remember there was a Sri Lankan cricket player by the name Pubudu Dasanaike. He did not play a lot of matches. Was a wicketkeeper batsman. He actually coached Canada. As you know, I'm broadcasting from Canada, as you all know. So he actually was once upon a time was a coach of Cricket Canada, and now the news comes that the North American partner, United States, has hired him as the national coach. So that is the news which is coming in. Other than that, there was a day-night encounter which was played. This is an unofficial test match between India and Australia A. As you know, India won the tournament, the quadrangular series, as you would remember. And just having a look at the India A. So today the India A team with the pink ball really struggled, as the India A were actually bowled out for just 230 runs. And right now when I'm talking to you, Australia A are doing a fine job. They're 117 for 2 in reply. They have Joe Burns on 58 with 10 boundaries. Peter Handscomb is now at 43 with 9 boundaries. So just looking at the scorecard here for the India A team, which were restricted to 230. It was the India A captain, Manish Pandey, once again showing how consistent he has been on this tour, making 77 of 76 deliveries, 13 fours and 1 6. Other than that, they had Fazal making 48 with 5 boundaries, 34 from the opener Herwadkar with 6 boundaries, and other than that, there was not much to really talk about. In fact, Shreyas Iyer was out for 19 with 3 boundaries of 26 deliveries. Karun Nair 15 with 1. He pottered around a bit. Oja 2, Pandya duck, Yadav 11, Thakur 17, Varun 4, Nadeem duck. And the damage was done by the spinner Swepson. 21 overs, 478 runs and 4 wickets. 3 wickets for 26 for D. Moody. 2 wickets to Chad Sayers, the pace bowler, and Worrell, who has been selected for the South African one-day squad here. In the Australian squad for the South African to play South Africa in the ODI series, at 1 for 40. So that is as for the match. So right now I see Australia A who are actually replying to this. They lost Bancroft today in the morning out for 10. Burns is now at 58. They also lost Dean for 1. So that's a match situation, 117 for 2. Well, dear fan subscribers, that really brings an end to this cricket broadcast of mine today. Hope to see you all tomorrow on the Dilshan's last match of his international career. And as I said, one only wishes Dilshan lots of luck tomorrow to sign off on a great note in Sri Lanka, and really regale the Sri Lankan cricket fans tomorrow at Colombo by making a century. Well, good luck, Thurgada Dilshan. You have been a great servant to Sri Lankan cricket, and you truly deserve the best to happen tomorrow for you. Well, dear fan subscribers, on this note, it's about time for me to wind up this cricket show of mine. Thanks and good night.